Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Hello, everyone. I'm so glad so many of you stayed. This is unprecedented. How amazing. A Tuesday night in February, and we are jammers. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Gotta love the LGBTQ rainbow community. Round of applause for the rainbow. Whatever color you are. Enjoy, enjoy. Okay. So, we do these queer storytelling evenings once a quarter. So the next one will be in May. And then in Amsterdam, as you all probably know, Pride comes in a different month to everyone else. It's June around the world, and here in the Netherlands, it's August. And during Pride fortnight, we will have 2 queer storytelling evenings here in the Mezrab. And if you feel I would love to tell a queer story, either in May or in August, please approach wonderful Maijn in the rainbow shirt. Or me, we both organise it. We are looking most especially for trans storytellers. We want your stories out there. We're also looking for lesbian storytellers, bisexual, like white gay men are really well represented. So we just don't need that many of you, sorry. And I'm one of them, right? So I'm just kind of spare. Yeah, look.
We have something new going on.
In May, can we announce it already?
Yeah.
I feel this is entrapment.
Nadine is going to be the next host. And we have a female host, a lesbian female host. Nadine!
Nadine, do we have your consent? Consent is really important. We'll talk later, but round of applause for Nadine, our first female host of the Queer Storytelling Evening. Yes, Nadine! But we will check for consent, for sure. Okay, very good. All right, so this is round 3. This is where it gets real. This is where you're warmed up, you're in the space, you're focused, all right? Let's do gay shit. Let's make crime. Let's be illegal. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What crime are we going to commit together?
Crime.
What? Stay. Gay. The gay crime. What's the gay crime? I would like to know. I think just existing in a world where most countries have laws against us is enough, right? We are already illegal in so many countries. Is it 77? Is it 74 now? Over 70 countries want to lock us up, and I would like to be for a month or 2, but after that I don't think it'd be so cute. And I think it would lose out in the cuteness, right? So just by being here, we're doing crime somewhere in the world. Round of applause for crime! Now, our first storyteller this evening, is a storyteller that I really admire. I've seen them telling stories here before. I also think, and they can confirm for you, that they run a queer night in Lelybel. Is that right? Yes. And what's it called? Queer Comedy Night in Lullabel. I can't say it. Lelybel. Lullabel. It's this phenomenal queer bar here in Amsterdam, close to Rembrandtplein, where they really promote trans community. They really promote drag community. The bar staff dress in drag or are trans, and it's been around for a very, very long time. But this storyteller comes all the ways from Turkey. Wow. Wow, yes, Turkey. We've had queers tonight from Brazil, we've had queers tonight from Ireland, from Italy, from the Netherlands, from all over the world, from India, and now it's Turkey's time to shine. It's quite like the Eurovision, really, isn't it? So, can you put your hands together for the very talented Asli? I should give you a hug, sorry. Good luck.
Yeah, give me the hug, yeah, for sure, yeah. I'm always in for hugs. And unfortunately, Turkey is not running for Eurovision anymore. But I am volunteering for the 2025. I think I will be a good singer there. Yeah, we will see. But I'm very happy today, but I was also very happy when Joseph told me that the theme of tonight is queer love. Because hello, I'm a lesbian. And I love love. I am in love with love. And I am so in love with love, and my friends call me a love folk. Let me explain you one thing. So one night I was sitting with my friends, having some drinks, some food together, and then one of them, they are also queer. They said, I can speak 5 languages, just out of nowhere. Turkish, English, German, Dutch, and Turkish Sign Language. And I got very excited, you know. I was like, Bibi, this is their name. Bibi, so to say I love you in sign language, we do this, right? And they were like, darling, I like your enthusiasm. What is this? So you understand my point, right? So as queers, many of us, if not all of us, are asked by this question, when did you notice that you're queer? Right? And honey, we were born this way. Yes. And I was born this way, but really this way. I was just the compressed version of this. I call it Asli.zip. I have one picture of mine, like when I'm like 1-2 years old. I have a very serious face, like very serious face. Apparently somebody asked me to use my hammer to drive a nail or something. I'm there, you know. And I have the same hair as an anime character. It didn't change at all since I was born. In that photo, I am wearing a flannel shirt. Yeah, the lesbian armor. Yeah. Despite all these facts, I didn't notice that I was a lesbian. These are the facts. I can show you the picture later. But comprehending that I was a queer person was true falling in love for me. And I noticed that I was in love with a girl when I was in high school. So I went to a boarding high school in Turkey. So she was my classmate and my roomie. What are the chances? She was very charming. She was very smart, full of joy. She had long brown hair, big ox eyes. And the only thing that I was focused on was just making her laugh. And I was doing so. We would run out of breaths because of a lot of laughter, you know. And when I was going back to my parents' house for the weekend, the only moment that I was looking forward to was to see her again on Monday morning. And when we saw each other again on Monday morning, we would just run towards each other. She would run like this. I would run more like, ooh. I'm the stereotype, sorry. And she will tell me that I missed you so much and I'm at peace now. And at that moment I was feeling like I was in the carousel, and then she was like in the front, you know, and then smiling back at me. It was that kind of feeling for me. But again, despite all these facts, I was like, she's just my bestie. In fact, she's my roomie. You know, but our classmates were much more progressive and open-minded than us. So they noticed that we were more than just roomies, you know. And they started bullying us. One time, yeah, she was sick, and I was reminding her that, you know, when she should take her antibiotics. Yes, it's not happening in the Netherlands. And our classmates started making fun of me. You know, they were imitating me that I was like bringing the antibiotics to her. Yeah, and yeah, I was feeling that, you know, I was like cornered by 4 bumper cars, you know, and I couldn't, you know, let go. I wasn't let go until the time was up to enjoy myself. But the first summer break of the first year of the high school, we spent 1 week together at her parents' summer house. And it was a glamorous time together. We swam a lot. We were just, you know, singing our favorite songs in the streets very loud. Yeah, gimme, gimme, gimme. After midnight, yeah. This is lesbian's anthem. Thanks, Abba. And we even shared our first and very, very short-lasted kiss, even that summer. Then 1 week later, I went back to my parents' house, and I started contemplating about our moments together. And I noticed that I'm a lesbian. I definitely had the gay panic. Since then, I'm gay, and I'm still panicking. Ugh, yeah. But I thought to myself that I should express what I felt about her. I should express, these feelings to her. And the first day of the second year of the high school, when we had a moment together alone, I told her how I felt about her. I told her how willful I am to pursue what it is and even grow it further. Of course, if there is consent and the feelings and the willingness are mutual. And yeah, she said yes. But I didn't know that I had a 4 years long free ticket for a roller coaster. Yeah, she said yes, yeah. But first moment she was like, okay, we should keep it as a top secret, so we cannot talk about our relationship to anyone. But then next moment I was accused of being a coward. I was apparently too masculine, and this was apparently disgusting. So she should date boys to not give it away to outside world. But if she is having a rough time, then she would end up by me. If she is sick, for example, she would count on me to remind her when to take the antibiotics. And when I wanted to end things, she would apologize me and even beg me to forgive her for her wrongdoings, and wanted me, to continue. And when and she was saying that it will never happen again, but I wish actually she was doing the same wrongdoings, because when I was convinced to continue with her, then she was always coming with more of this. Somebody's loud. Bravo. And I couldn't end this relationship because I was convinced and conditioned that I can not be loved by someone else. I had to make that one work. Otherwise, I will die alone. Because for me, at that point, I was thinking that there are two lesbians in the world. It's me and the Ellen DeGeneres. I am 29. Yeah, I don't look like that, but yeah. And Ellen DeGeneres was taken back then, and she's not my type. So yeah. What was I telling? Ellen DeGeneres. Such a bully. Okay. And but the thing is that I don't choose to cling on the past. I don't choose to be a victim of this story. And thankfully, actually, after some years, she left me, and it is like I'm so grateful for that moment, to be honest, because I wouldn't leave her. I know it sounds maybe as a very, very sad story or very heartbreaking. It broke my heart. It cut a very, very deep scar in my heart. It put me in depression. I'm on therapy. Yeah, everybody should. Years later, actually, I met her doppelganger in Amsterdam. Doppelganger in a personality-wise, personality disorder-wise. Narcissist. And despite it was like very appealing and I really wanted to make it work, I said no. I said no tens of times because her fragile ego couldn't take a no. So I'm here, I'm now telling you this story because again, I love love. You know, and being queer means most importantly to me to show up as who I am. To show up with all my rainbow of colors. To be in the arena, even if my face is marked by blood, sweat, or dust. And being queer also teaches me and challenges me to love myself as who I am. And maybe even as a more tricky way, it challenges me that I should receive love as who I am. And now I'm in the amusement park and I would like to get on the Ferris wheel. And true love means that if I'm on the top of this, I wouldn't mind to get stuck with her there. But even at the lowest, I would know that she would hold my hand. And I would hold her hand, for sure. I am feeling that she is making her way to me as I'm making my way to her. And I would like to meet her at the right place, at the right time, with my best version of myself. And now I have 2 lifelong time tickets for a Ferris wheel. And I send you a ticket later, babe. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Teşekkürler. Okay, I think we have to do it. All right, so put your hands on your shoulders and sign. And then this way, which is really alluring, right? Nice. And let's all say teşekkürler. Thank you in Turkish to Asli. One more time for Asli. So I failed to mention as well that Asli is gender non-binary. Woo! Round of applause for gender non-binaries! Okay, very good. So this thing, I think it's so powerful, saying no, right? As queer people in the world trying to survive, we often become people pleasers because we want to fit in and we want to survive. So we say yes, 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 yes. And sometimes we get into toxic situations for far too long. So the power of no is really, really powerful. Let's say it together. 1, 2, 3. No! Now say it like you mean it. 1, 2, 3. No! Very good. Are you ready for the next storyteller?
Yeah!
Oh, you flipped very quickly to people please. Oh, queer trauma. Okay, very good. Put your hands together for the next storyteller of the evening, Rodney! It's his first time. He's never done it before. Woo! Woo!
As you've just heard, my name is Rodney. I have a tendency to lose my train of thought. I hope it's not going to happen. If it happens, I'm being purposefully chaotic. So, Elon Musk. I think we all know who that is. There's a lot of things that we could discuss right now, but I just want to highlight this one thing with his plans of facilitating space traveling, recreational space traveling, and moving people to Mars and stuff like that. Like, I always wonder what that's going to be like. Is there anybody here that is looking forward to just having a short trip to Mars and then coming back?
No.
No? Okay, I'm going to get back to that later. So I just want to start with me as a kid growing up. I always loved reading these children's fairy tale stories. So you have like the Snow Queen, the Emperor's New Clothes, Ugly Duckling, Red Riding Hood. And then there were also a few that I think must have kickstarted my homosexual awakening. You have Thumbelina, the big friendly giant, Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Because, I don't know, but the way I took it was that was a setup to a homosexual lifestyle. I mean, a friendly tall guy, a blonde twink, and three bears sounds like a very good time to me. But I think one of my all-time favorites must have been The Little Mermaid. And that's why I'm dressed like this in my mermaid dress. Yeah. I'm trying to emulate a mermaid. It's not that I wanted to show off this ass and this back. I don't understand why I don't need to do that. No, but honestly, The Little Mermaid was my favorite. I asked for the videotape that goes way back, the Disney videotape, because I so badly wanted it. And I just had a thing for a beautiful redhead with her seashell bikini top. And then also King Triton with his bare chest. Yeah. And I have to admit, Prince Eric was probably the first man that I fell in love with ever. There was just something about him, and that was my first love. I think still probably is, because I tend to look for a Prince Eric in someone. But then miraculously in my life, I did find my Prince Eric, and he looked exactly like him. It's like uncanny. And he taught me like beautiful things in life. He made me feel accepted, like I was allowed to be who I am. We watched the Great British Bake Off together, and we learned a valuable lesson. Yeah, it tastes good, but is it worth the calories? And more stuff, of course. I just love the way he would hug me when we were on the couch or in bed, and the kisses in my neck that made me go like that. Like, we traveled the world. He took me many places that I never thought I was going to be. And then, like any story, this fairy tale sadly ended. And yeah, of course you end up with a broken heart. And like the late, great Whitney Houston said, where do broken hearts go? Where do they go? Grindr. They go on Grindr. Which, by the way, Grindr is short for don't expect honesty of people who lie to themselves. But then you do go on Grindr because rebound. Gotta do it. And then you get sick of it, and then you delete the app. Or you leave it on, but you delete it. And then that inner slut awakens with a ferocious hunger like never before. And then you get sick of it again, and then you delete the app. And then you download it again. And then at that point, you should actually just quit your job, pack your stuff, and join the circus, because you're an absolute clown. Absolutely. I mean, is there anyone in here that enjoys being on Grindr or what it does to your mental health? Can I have a raise of hands? Are there people on Grindr here? Raise your hands. I'm just gonna ask a few people of a weird thing that happened on Grindr, conversation or a request or whatever. Someone, just shout something.
Yes.
Yes. That's not what I meant, but shout something. Wait, who was on Grindr? What was the weird thing that happened to you on Grindr?
Me. Okay, so I installed Grindr, and 5 minutes in, someone texted me and asked me to stomp on his neck with high heels, and I was like, okay, if you're into that.
Wow. See, it's those things. It's those things that make me wish that there's a handsome, intelligent life form on Mars. No, really. And stuff like that. And I hope that if there is, and this whole thing of space traveling is going to happen, that Elon Musk is going to have economy class and cheap seats, because I'm ready to take off here. I'm done. Thank you for your time.
You were marvelous. Thank you so much.
Thank you. One more time for Rodney. I had no idea that Ariel had a dormant inner slut and that she awakened from time to time. It's changed the movie for me. What's your favorite Disney movie? Call it out. The Little Mermaid. Any others? The Lion King. Are we all fans of The Lion King? Is it a bit gay? Yeah, that evil uncle, right? Mufasa! Mufasa! I'm not sure how gay Mufasa is. I think it's Scar. Scar, very good. Who's your Disney crush? Call it out. Who's your Disney crush? I don't know what it is. Shh. We have volunteers over here. Who? Ursula. Yes. Pocahontas and Ursula getting together. Very good. All right, let's not ruin Disney anymore. Though.
The power of nature.
The power of nature.
No, Ursula and
Ursula. Very good. Okay, so I'm just filling time now so that the last storyteller's ready, and I think they are. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's very sad news. This is the last story of the queer evening. Oh no! Have you had a good evening?
Yeah.
Have you awakened your inner slut? Very good. Will you come back in May? Do you want Nadine to host? Very good. You're so lovely. Okay, put your hands together for the last story of the evening. This story is phenomenal. It's gonna knock your socks off. 1, 2, 3. Hands together for Shiv. Way!
Hello, guys. So I'll just get right into it. So I'm from India, from New Delhi, and I left home when I was 18. I went to Scotland to study geology in Edinburgh, and it was the best years of my life. I was licking rocks. I was indulging in the Scottish brand of alcoholism, which is going to the bar with your mates, and then one person goes to the hospital. And I was having loads of fun, making friends, and just going crazy. But there was one part of my life which I always kept on the back burner, or always was nervous about, was dating. I didn't want to talk about dating. I didn't want to go on dates. I just wanted to drink and lick rocks. In high school, I had a girlfriend, and it was a really nice relationship. We held hands, we kissed sometimes, we went for nice Bollywood movies. The Bollywood movie appropriate amount of intimacy was there. But, there was a big but. Whenever I heard a beautiful Scottish man talk in their beautiful Scottish accent, I couldn't help myself but go, fuck me, literally and figuratively. So sooner or later, I tiptoed out of the closet and I told my friends, my close friends, I'm gay! And they all were lovely, and we all had a big hug and a big cuddle, and my life was even better. So I was licking rocks, drinking copious amounts of alcohol, and being a total slut. And unfortunately, these undergrad years came to an end, and I decided to do my master's here in Utrecht University. That's how I ended up in the Netherlands. But I had to defer my master's. And I went back to India for a year, and that is purely because of my melodramatic Indian mother. You haven't been home for 4 years. I'm gonna die. I'm so sick. She was 48 and completely healthy. But I'm a good son. I'm a good Indian son, and I went home just to reconnect with friends and family, and I wanted to do a job, and I wasn't gonna be a normal 9-to-5 desk person because I'm the cool Europe return kid, So I ended up joining this food tourism company where I was showing around mainly Western tourists around Old Delhi, which is the old part of Delhi, very chaotic, very beautiful. And I would show them the street food culture of Old Delhi. Like I opened their world and opened their minds to spices, opened their minds to the sights and smells. And in the mornings, they would open their buttholes. Because of the food, not because of anything else. Get your heads out of the gutter. So I was, and on the same time, I was out and about now and horny. So I was on Grindr, on Tinder, on Bumble, just swiping away, talking to Delhi men, going back to the roots. But in all of that, I ended up getting along with this guy called, can't name him. This guy from El Salvador, let's call him Mr. Salvador. So I know, right, Mr. Salvador in Delhi, what are the odds? But he was there, he was an expat, and we got along pretty well. And I started going to his house in the evenings. We were getting along, the sex was fire basically. And life was great. So I was making white people shit in the day, and I would go to Mr. Salvador in the evenings. But moms have this weird spidey sense. They fucking know everything. It's so annoying. So my mom knew I was up to something, and I would lie that I'm going to see friends and blah blah. So there was one random day I was just chilling at home, and I had an off day. And I was watching Harry Potter and the Prisoners of Azkaban, as one does. And after I had my fair share of Expectro Patronus action, I went to take a shower. And I come out of the shower, and my mom's mood is totally off. So I go to her and I'm like, oh, what's happening? Are you feeling good? And she was like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, did you fight with dad? No. Did you see a Dementor? No. So I was like, okay, I'll leave you to it. And then she starts throwing up. And I go and check her on the toilet, and she's like, oh, I think I had something iffy. I'm like, we ate the same lunch, okay? Like, if something's wrong, tell me. And she was like, no, just leave me alone. So I left her alone, and 3 hours down, she's still throwing up. And now, when this woman throws up like this, and same goes for me, either it's like an E. coli salmonella kind of food poisoning, or she's superbly stressed. Anyways, she's feeling dehydrated and dizzy, so I call an Uber and we go to the hospital. Now, if people think, if Dutch is saying that the healthcare system here is overburdened, think again. So I enter this hospital where they're like, the entire emergency room is full, and all the people in the emergency room have their Indian families picnicking around them. So it's fucking crowded. There's a kid with a bleeding eye. There are 3 people coughing their lungs out. This is pre-COVID, so God knows what that was. And we are put in a corner next to this guy who just had a motorbike accident. And there's a thin plastic veneer separating us. And the doctors, they tiptoe on our side, and they go like, I think we'll have to amputate this guy. So I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he heard that, but... So that's the scene. So that's the scene here. It's chaotic. And I asked my mom, she's feeling a bit better, the intravenous drip is in her, she's rehydrated a bit, her spasms have calmed down. And I'm like, Mom, you're hiding something, something's really fucked up. Tell me now, and I'm aggressive this time. She just asked me in one clear sentence in English, are you having sex with men? And this sentence is not just a sentence, it's not just a string of words for me in that moment. It's my greatest fear. It's the darkest dementor just looking me straight in the face. And with whatever I had in me in that moment, I looked up, my head held up high, and I said, yes. And someone said, the truth will set you free. And oh, it does. Truth here was not just a fact or a thing or just the fact that I'm gay or what my sexuality is. Truth here was something more deeper, something more subliminal, something which I felt in my fucking bones. And despite the world telling me all these years, you're a weirdo, you're a faggot, you're a pervert, this truth always knew deep inside me that I'm sacred, no matter what. And that's that truth which came out in that moment. And that kind of opened because I was speaking to someone who was so dear to me, that kind of opened a portal for me to like actually for the first time feel love for myself, because I was like, yes, I have sex with men, fuck off. And she starts crying, and then she confesses that while I was showering, she went through my phone. Yeah, and she read my chats with Mr. Salvador. And there was spicy shit in there. So karma is a bitch, that was on you. And I'm upset, she's upset, but my dad is gonna come to the hospital to pick us up, and she's like, okay, fuck it, let's just go home, don't tell your dad. Blah. We get home, for a few days there's silent treatment. And I'm like, Mom, talk to me, speak to me, throw your shoe at me, yell at me, all the things she's done in the past. And finally, after a lot of prodding, the questions start. Are you gonna be safe? Are you ever gonna have a family? Are you gonna get AIDS? Who's gonna inherit my pretty antique Indian jewelry? And in the end, she confessed that the main thing that was bothering her was that she had failed as a mother because I was living under the same roof with her for 18 years and she didn't see my struggle. And I also admitted that I was scared of them and what society had to offer in India, and I was trying to protect them. And in that moment, we both had this vulnerable moment of just acknowledging that we're just two flawed people on this ball of dust, floating around this ball of fusion in a billion galaxies, and all that fucking matters right now is that we can love each other till we are together. And we hugged, and we cried, and that was a beautiful moment. And now things are a lot better. I also came out to my dad, which is another 10-minute story. My life is a Bollywood movie. And in the end, it's good now, and she's happy for, instead of a pretty bride, a handsome groom to inherit the fancy Indian jewelry. So applications are open if anyone's interested. Thank you.
What a beautiful story from Shiv. How gorgeous. Thank you, Shiv, so much for sharing your coming out story. You've had so many stories tonight, but I know some of you are dying to hear the end of Achilles and Patroclus. So here it comes. Patroclus goes out dressed as Achilles to go to war against the Trojans. He's supposed to come back when he secures the boats. He gets carried away by being a top, and he murders as many Trojans as he can. He even kills the great Hector. So now the blood has gone to his head, and he's climbing the walls of Troy to try and break their defences. And so another amazing Trojan comes out and kills Patroclus on the battlefield, the beautiful lifelong boyfriend of Achilles, the demigod. And Achilles lets out a roar that shakes the Mediterranean Sea. And he grabs the body of his dead boyfriend and brings him home into his bed. And he won't let anyone wash him. And he won't let anyone touch him. And he keeps the dead body of his boyfriend in his bed for weeks. And he wakes up every morning, he goes to war in Trojan and he kills the Turks. But there's no joy in it and there's no skill, it's just murder. And Apollo, she comes to Paris, one of the Trojans, and she says, if you let fly an arrow from the turrets, I will guide it into the back of Achilles and you will kill the demigod. Paris lets fly the arrow and Achilles lies dead on the field and thinks, yes, I'll be united with Patroclus in Hades and we'll walk through eternity together. But Patroclus is not given a hero's burial and his ashes are not with Achilles, and Achilles waits alone in Hades, separated in death from the man he loves. And the ghost of Patroclus goes to the demigod mother of Achilles and says, you separated us in life, you will unite us in death. And she's so blown away by his pure love for her son that she allows it to happen. She meets Achilles in Hades, they hold hands and they walk in eternal love. And today we're told they were just good friends. You have been phenomenal. Thank you so much for staying with us this whole evening. Thank you for being part of this queer community. I want you to put your hands together for the wonderful Asli. For the amazing Rodney. And for the phenomenal Shiv. We'll see you all in May. Good night and God bless.